Hey guys, today we're going to talk about types of government in Europe, kind of post-Reformation, around the time of scientific revolution and enlightenment, pre-revolution. We have three main types of governments that we're going to talk about: constitutional monarchy, absolute monarch, and enlightened absolute monarch. Let's start with constitutional monarchy. We're going to have a constitutional monarchy in England, and we get there through the English Civil War. English Civil War is fought because the king is trying to rule as an absolute monarch. There's something called divine right of kings, which I'll tell you a little about later on. And he's trying to bypass Parliament. Parliament's used to having some power. Under the Magna Carta, they have some power, and so they go to war against the king. Parliament wins, king's out, they put in their leader Oliver Cromwell in, and he rules as kind of a dictator. And he's not very well liked once he is in power. Like, he takes away Christmas. He's a Puritan, and so he follows his Puritan ways and enforces it in England. Takes away Christmas. Can't celebrate Christmas anymore, at least not with presents. Takes away drinking, and that's the breaking point for the English people. You can take away my presents, but you can't take away my pubs. And so people of England establish a king after Cromwell. They bring back the monarchy. Well, that doesn't work out because the monarchy still tries to rule absolutely. But then they find this guy, William of Orange, who is in the Netherlands, who has connections to the English crown through his wife, Mary. And so they come in with this grand army, and the King of England, James II, just flees. And it's called the Glorious Revolution because no one dies. And William of Orange and Mary are going to establish an English Bill of Rights, which guarantees the English citizens certain rights under the law. And they're going to set up a constitutional monarchy. So that is our constitutional monarchy in England. And England today is still a constitutional monarchy. Our second government is absolute monarchy, and our example is going to be France. Absolute monarchs rule through divine right of kings. And what this means is that the kings believe that they get their power from God. They are God's representative on earth for their area. And so the only person they have to answer to is God. They don't have to answer to people, Parliament, no one. And so if you do something against the king, then you're saying against God, because the only person that the king answers to is God. This is, again, divine right of kings. And so, we see this as kind of a breakaway. Remember I talked to you when we talked about Reformation that we have the rise of strong nation states. This is kind of an example of that, where the kings now start having a lot of power. And so France is our example of this. Louis XIV, the Sun King, is going to rule absolutely. He's not going to rule through the Parliament. He's not going to rule with through any acknowledgement of the people. He's going to rule how he wants, and he actually even bypasses the nobles to some degree. He's going to build this grand palace, Versailles. I hope you've heard of it. If not, you will hear about it, because every treaty we have ever is signed at Versailles. If you take in American history, then you'll get the joke. Or you will once you've taken American history and the rest of world history. And Louis throws these grand parties and to distract the nobles, just like in the Hunger Games, where they have the Hunger Games to distract the noble class, distract the capital against what's going on. He's going to throw these grand parties to distract the nobles. Louis is going to be involved in a number of wars, trying to get land, and he's going to make terrible financial decisions, and descendants after him are going to make terrible financial decisions for France, which is going to be one of our causes of the French Revolution. Our third type of government is enlightened absolute monarchs. And our example of this is Catherine the Great of Russia. Enlightened absolute monarchs rule absolutely, but they try and implement either the ideas or try and help enlightened thinkers. So Catherine the Great is going to give money, give patronage to philosophers or the philosophers of the Enlightenment. We also have Frederick the Great of Prussia and Joseph of Austria, who are going to also be enlightened absolute monarchs. They try and implement some changes with the ideas of the Enlightenment. So those are our three types of government that are going on in England, post-Reformation, pre-Revolution. They are constitutional monarchy, absolute monarchy, and enlightened absolute monarchy. I'll see you next time.